Yo, what's up everyone? Today we are talking about UFC 325, especially the main event. I will be doing a breakdown and a prediction for this fight partially using MMA math to predict this. Let's get into this one. First off, let me put on my glasses, bro, so you know that I'm serious. You know, once I put on my glasses that it's serious, although you can see the ring light is what it is. Listen, it's an interesting one because this is a fight that was very cool, very great, kind of competitive at times, but overall Volkanovski won the fight pretty dominantly, right? There were two moments for Diego Lopes where we could say like, oh, this was a big moment. Obviously the knockdown, and Volk has also said himself the uppercut or the hook, I think, to the eye of Volkanovski, that was the one that hurt him the most, and that's a pretty big shot. Obviously, it wouldn't have been a huge shot if it didn't land in the eye, but it did, and that's what hurt Volkanovski the most. That was in round 4. People kind of forget. People forget, man. People kind of forget that moment, but I did too. But once Volkanovski said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That did happen in round 4. But overall, Volkanovski, as I said, dominated the rest of the fight. Got knocked down in round 2. He was kind of lucky that the fight or the round was almost done. 10 seconds left in that round, but you know, he looked good in there. It wasn't like he was crazy hurt. He recovered pretty fast, so I'm happy that his chin is there. It's good. Overall, though, you know what the mistakes were of Diego Lopes. He was just walking forward, not trying to cut off Volkanovski, or not able to, maybe, because obviously Volkanovski's movement is amazing. And I think that was his biggest problem. Obviously, he cannot wrestle Volkanovski. He doesn't have the wrestling for it. He is likely the better grappler, much better grappler, I would say even. But he's just not able to get it to that point where they have to grapple because Volkanovski is too strong, too good. If he's able to defend most of what Makhachev does to him on the ground, in the grappling, in the wrestling, then Lopes doesn't really have a chance. He knows that he has to keep it on the feet. Otherwise he'll try and get the takedowns, but he'll likely tire out. Now let's look at some of the pictures, like the iconic pictures, and some of the stuff that happened overall, right? This is the most iconic picture of the fight, where they both land, but you can clearly see that Volkanovski lands much harder, and it does have an effect on Lopes. He doesn't get hurt, but he hits him so hard that he has to walk back. He's still good. There's nothing there where you could say, oh, he's wobbled or he's hurt, whatever. No, Lopes' chin is insane. Any other guy in the division, or almost any other guy at least, would have at least gotten hurt by it, you know? Even if you have a good chin, you're at least getting hurt by this, because Volkanovski, you know, he is not a big like KO machine, but he is strong, he's powerful, man. You see how short he is, how thick he is? Like, he has some power in his shots for sure. And you know, technically he's very good. He landed right on the chin as well. So the chin of Lopes is not a question. The cardio of Lopes was kind of a question for me earlier, but now that we've seen him go a hard 5 rounds and he looked good in round 5, I don't think that there's a problem there really. I think that even though he lost or won his last fight against Jean Silva, another bald, shorter guy with good striking, I didn't think that like Diego Lopes looked particularly great in that fight. He did look good in round 1 because of the grappling, but he's not putting Volkanovski in those positions. He did look good when the finish happened, but like before that, he was not looking good. He was getting tagged up. He was losing that round up until the finish. And then people might say, oh, but he finished him, so it doesn't matter. It does matter. It does matter, because if Jean Silva is hitting you like that, bro, full power shot and everything, Volkanovski will do the same, but more efficiently defensively. Diego Lopes has looked better in the striking in that fight, in the offensive striking. In the defensive striking, that's where the problem lies for me personally. I don't see anything that's changed. I feel like even in that fight against Jean Silva, he showed even worse defense than he showed in the Volkanovski fight. But obviously, fighters can change. That's what he's saying. He's saying, oh, I've learned a lot from this fight and I implemented it against Jean Silva. Personally, I did not see it. I did not see anything where I could say, okay, he looked really good in this aspect and that's what he could use for Volkanovski. Not at all. Because Volkanovski, he's gonna look at that fight, or has looked at that fight, and he knows, okay, I should not be lunging in like Jean Silva. I should just be myself, technical, a lot of feints, straight shots, not overextending myself. That's what he should be doing, and that's exactly what he will be doing, right? Now let's look at another picture. You see how big the power shots were that Volkanovski landed on Lopes. He tried to knock him out earlier in the fight. He saw that it was basically impossible because of the chin of Diego Lopes and because of his toughness as well. So I don't expect him to go in this fight to like in a similar approach where he's trying to swing wild as he did, which I think might have got him caught in the second round. Now, what I don't like about Volk is the fact that when he backs up a bit weird. That's what got him knocked out against Volkanovski, or Topuria, I mean, and that's what got him knocked down as well against Lopes, where he's just walking back in a weird angle, putting his chin up, like trying to avoid the punch, but that gets him caught against Topuria, as I said, and against Lopes with a 1-2. I hope that he's worked on it, but I feel like you can't really at some point. It's just something that you do. Same with Justin Gaethje. I don't think that he thought himself to go to the right side, but that's exactly what he does every time. It's not that he's doing it on purpose. That's just a reaction he creates for himself. A lot of fighters have this when they're getting older, where they have this random reaction that they keep doing over and over again, where they keep going to the side or keep going up with the chin. It's not a great sign for Volkanovski, because I feel like I've only really seen this with like beginners or older fighters. Now Volkanovski looked amazing overall, right? So I'm not saying that he's washed, not at all. He still has 1 to 2 good years in him, so even if he loses this one, he has a lot of time in him. But I feel like it is clear that this is maybe not 100% Volk, maybe 95, because of the chin. That's not the same anymore, but also because of that type of reaction that he has. He's still better than all featherweights, in my opinion. He's still much better than Lopes, in my opinion, but the physical aspect, that is something he's losing little by little. And 9 months ago, it was his last fight against Lopes. Who knows how much can happen? He's 37 or 38 at this point. He's old, man. At featherweight, that's very old. So it's tough. I feel like the athletic abilities are definitely going Lopes' way. I feel like he is more powerful. He's a much better chin. I would say a better durability overall. Cardio goes to Volkanovski. Speed goes to Volkanovski's experience, level of competition, fight IQ, better wrestling, better striking overall, better kicking, better distance management. I feel like he's just better almost everywhere, except for the grappling, I would say. But the physical aspects are a problem too, man. As I said, Diego Lopes did beat Jean Silva in a impressive fashion, like a very entertaining fight. I did see the same holes, the same issues that he had against Volkanovski. I see those in the Jean Silva fight as well. So it's not like Lopes is going to be a completely different fighter. He might be a better fighter since that fight, but he's not going to be different. It's going to be the same thing over again, where he's walking forward, he's trying to cut corners against Volkanovski, have him against the fence, but that's not happening. That's just not happening against Volkanovski. He's too good, too quick, too smart, and he's gonna throw back at you as well. He has good power. He has a very quick jab, a very quick low kick, and he's gonna be doing the same. He's going to be flicking the jab, 1-2s down the middle, going for some takedowns. I think that would be very good for Volkanovski as well. I don't see him getting submitted by Lopes. Obviously, you could catch him in something if Volkanovski gets wild like he did against Ortega, but I expect him to not do that. So, for me personally, I feel like it's going to be, and still, we are bringing the belt back to to Perth or Sydney. I'm not sure. I think Perth. I think he trains in Perth. I'm not sure. Australia, anyway. I think that he gets it done. I do not see him finishing Diego Lopes. I don't see really anyone finishing him. If it is by KO, and I don't see Volk submitting him either. So I'm going with a decision here, 49-46. I think that there will be one more moment of Diego Lopes maybe hurting him or having some success later on or in the middle of the fight where he just clips him a few times and people think, oh, he's hurt, and then the judges give him the round. So I'm going 49-46 with Alexander Volkanovski. Decision and still. And then of course it's going to be a Yevlov versus Murphy. The winner will face Volkanovski finally. That's what I would think the case is happening. Cool fights overall at featherweight. I'm going to also be doing a main card breakdown for UFC 325. It's coming soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.